Hi, everybody. Oh, I'm back. Um, Sorry I was not able to be here yesterday. I was still traveling. Such a blessing to be able to do that. I was really excited to go to St. Louis and see my son, and see him play in his the senior day for the college soccer team. I can't believe we made it through 4 college soccer seasons. And then he's going to finish up and have one more semester to graduate college. I can't. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So I know last week I was sort of missing in action and had to do a little self-care. And thank you so much to those of you who sent me lovely messages of encouragement. There's something when you deal with depression and anxiety that you really, every day I would try. Every day I would get up and say, okay, I'm going to do parts of the week. And every day I would try. And I would sit down, and there's just something where you just can't. And I think unless it's something you've experienced, it's hard to understand, to say you just can't. There's nothing physically stopping you, but you can't really make yourself. And so it happens, and it's important to take those moments to say, okay, why is this happening, and what do I need to do to be able to deal with this? Because I'm so lucky that lately it's not a thing that incapacitates me as much as it used to. I mean, there was a very dark time, and anybody who does this kind of spiritual work will tell you that they've been through their own dark night of the soul, because it is a rough walk. It is a rough walk, but I think that most people don't get to some kind of spiritual connection where they have that communication with the higher levels of the universe without walking through some fire. And so I don't apologize for it anymore to say, I was having a bad day, or I was having a bad week. And I don't even say that I was having a bad day anymore, because I don't want to affirm the badness. I was having a tough day, and then I was having 2 tough days, and now I was having 3 tough days. And I think it's so important to, people say, oh, take a pill, take a walk, do an aspirin, take an exercise, do something. And all of those things help. They do. The problem is that when you're in the dark and you're down in that blackness, it is so hard to think rationally. And a very dear friend of mine years ago taught me to work in 30-minute increments. She said, we can do anything for 30 minutes, which is one of my most beloved, and so grateful to have had her as a mentor in my Mary Kay business. And this was Mary Kay advice that she had given me when I was struggling with this earlier in my professional life. And she said, we can do anything for 30 minutes. She said, go get the kitchen timer and set it for 30 minutes. And we can do anything for 30 minutes. And then just get in your office and do something that's productive. Don't just push the papers around. Do something that's productive for 30 minutes, something that will grow your business or grow yourself, something that is positive. And I have really lived by that every time that a depressive episode has come to me, because I really have learned that running from it and hiding from it just makes it worse. When I just pull the covers up over my head, or when I just try to muscle my way through, I don't do my best work in anything. But if I can stop and have some meditation and allow it to play itself out, and more importantly, ask myself, what is it that's triggering this? Because when we understand our triggers, we have a much better opportunity to walk through the fire quicker and without so much singe. We're all going to walk through fire. We're all going to walk through fire. Nobody who's achieved anything interesting in this life gets to the end of it and says, it was a cakewalk. What are you whining about? Those people are not interesting to me. So being able to walk through the fire and getting through it a little bit faster is being able to to get through it faster when I can stop and say, what is it that's triggering me? What is it? Where in my body do I feel this? What is it that's triggering me? And I ask, and I sit, and I breathe. Where in my body do I feel this? What do I feel is the cause of this? What is the trigger for this? And what is this trying to show me? And then I thank it for coming, and I let it know it's time to leave, that it's safe to leave. And when it doesn't leave, poof, just like that, because that around. Then I know that there's more work that I need to do. I know that there's more things that I'm avoiding or I am not ready to deal with. And sometimes there's stuff I'm just not ready to deal with. And that just makes me a normal person. So, and so it may take a couple of days. And so last week it took a couple of days. And by Thursday, I was missing connecting with you all so much that I was able to rally and even though my energy was low, to be able to share. And Friday, I knew I just had to get myself on that plane. I just had to get myself on that plane. And any of you know me, personally know I don't really love to fly, but just to really had to get myself on that plane. And it was raining. It was raining here. It was raining in St. Louis. But when I got to St. Louis, I knew my husband and my son would be waiting for me, and we had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend. We had the most fun. It was such a great time. We were with a friend. We were with my son. We had Broadway show tickets. We had travel touring Broadway show. We had Six Flags, roller coasters. We just had the best time watching. People watching in St. Louis on the weekend before Halloween was definitely an experience. So we had a really great time. And so I just think it's really becomes very important that whatever you're feeling in your body is valid, and whatever it is that you need to do for your self-care is so important that you honor that. So why do I tell you all of this stuff? Well, it's the 29th of October. We've just moved into the new moon in Sagittarius, which was on the 27th. And on Halloween, actually, is it today? When is it? Because Mercury is going back into retrograde. And I'm looking at my phone. Mercury's going back into retrograde on Halloween. Woo! So Mercury goes back into retrograde, and this is going to be a long one. Mercury's going into retrograde until November 20th, and so this is going to be a long one. Now we're also in Samhain, which is as we come into Halloween, the portal, the veil between the worlds is thinner. This is the time. It's a great time for us to be able to talk to our loved ones. It's a great time for us to be able to connect with those on the other side. It's a great time to connect with your own Akashic records, to get higher guidance, because the veil between the worlds is thin, and it's just a really spectacularly spiritual time of the year, and it is such a fun time of the year. And if it is something that causes nerves or anxiety or something like that for you, I really encourage you to look at that 30-minute increment of, I can do anything for 30 minutes. What do I need to do? What is the most urgent and important thing I need to get done today? I can do 30 minutes at least on that. Can I finish the task? Maybe, maybe not, but can I at least participate and work, take steps to move towards completion of whatever that task is within the 30 minutes. Got lots of hearts. Thanks. I think Kathy or Aaron. Thank you. Bye. So working within that 30-minute window and allowing yourself to have that self-care, but understand that so much of what affects us, if you're here, then you are affected. You are affected. And allow for that, and allow for that space within yourself, within your schedule, within your patience, because so many of us were just conditioned at this point to be like, Mercury's going retrograde, and we just go crazy because we just expect it's going to be a nightmare. But you know what? It doesn't have to be a nightmare. And I think that, for a long time I had that where I was like, oh, because I was just so programmed, because all the people around me were, oh, and I realized, you know what? It isn't so much that Mercury is retrograde for me personally, but it's the new moon. I know that my energy goes around the new moon. And sure enough, going into last week, leading up into the new moon, because the energy from the full moon comes down and then it comes back up. As we hit the new moon, we go back up. And so it's that down where we hit that low valley between the full and the new. And it's like that waning of energy between the two, that low point that just seems to be the thing that really hits me. So I really would encourage you to chart your moons, and to really take some time. There's a great, I gotta figure out where I got this moon chart, but there's a great moon chart. You might be able to just Google it. There's a great moon chart that basically it's just a big circle of the different phases of the moon, and it takes you across the 31 days. And so the bottom of it, thanks, Robin. I feel much better. The bottom of it is the new moon, and you just follow it on any given month, and you follow how you feel every day of the moon cycle. And so when you get to the top, you're at the full moon, and how do you feel? At the quarter and the half and the waxing and the waning and the whole thing. But it was very interesting to learn that really I'm much more, for me, affected by that dip between the full moon and the new moon more than the retrogrades and the full moon, because other people have, the full moon and they go, and so having that understanding of where it is that you are more affected. Is it a retrograde? Was it Pluto going direct? Was it, is it an equinox or a solstice? Is it the quarter moons, the wax, the wane? What is it? Where is it that is the place that really affects your energy the most? Don't just go along with the crowd that says, oh, it's a retrograde, everything's going to go wackadoo. That may not be the case for you. So I tell you all this, so before talking about self-care and all of that, but now talking about that, choose where you engage. So yeah, Mercury is going to go retrograde, and yeah, it's going to be for 20 days, and it's going to be a bear for a lot of people, and maybe it's going to be a bear for the people around you, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a bear for you. So choose if you're choosing to engage in that or not, and choose when things go haywire, because things will always go haywire no matter what Mercury is doing. There's always going to be a place where stuff's going wacky. So ask yourself, does this seem like it's a pattern of stuff going on with Mercury? Or is this just, the guy in front of me is driving like an ass? So we don't have to get engaged and get sucked into the drama. So we can ask ourselves, is this internal? And so my favorite question, really, if you're an empath, or you're a highly sensitive person, or someone who's just really tuned into the energy that's going on around you, is this mine? Is this coming from me, or is it coming at me? Okay. Is this mine? That I'm like, so last week it was mine. Okay. That stuff that was going on, that was mine. And so I needed to deal with that. But when we're moving into the retrograde and we have the veil between the worlds, this is the greatest time to communicate with our higher selves, with our loved ones. So awesome. But stuff's going to come at you, because if you're sensitive to it, and that veil is so thin, and we've got the retrograde and the new moon, so energy's coming up, there's a lot going on that can really sidetrack you. And so ask yourself, is this mine? Is it coming from me, or is it coming at me? Okay, so I did pull the cards. My glasses are still in my bag from the plane, so that's going to be super fun. But I did pull the cards. And so what a shocker that the first card that I pulled was patience. No baby shock there, the patience. Okay, so Jophiel, your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. And so I love this. And it just cracked me up, because when I picked up the cards and I was like, okay, share with me. I love the wisdom of the cards. The cards are never wrong. Share with me what we're supposed to talk about today. And the first card came up was patience, which is everything that we've been talking about. Self-love, self-care, patience, a little discernment, taking your time, understanding what's going on in the cosmos. Is it yours? Is it not? Having that patience. And then we have compassion in alignment. So this is upside down, Zedikel. Soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved, including yourself. So this is just a reminder that you may not be showing enough compassion to yourself and to the situation, which is really what we're talking about when we look into Mercury. There's going to be a lot of drama, but you don't have to get involved in that. It isn't necessarily your drama, and allow for the possibility that you don't have to allow yourself to get sucked into it, but have compassion for yourself if it is yours and you do get sucked into it, but have compassion to the people that are dealing with their own Mercury, Mishigas, which is, Yiddish for craziness, and allow for that. And so now we have angel therapy also in a correction, so that you are don't forget to reach for help. Don't forget to reach for help. So often that we think of what's going on in the planets and the stars and the alignments and the retrogrades and all these things, and we forget that there are beings. It's not just planets and stars of gas and all this stuff. There are beings that are there to help us. We have to ask. We have but to ask. I don't like to tell people what they have to do. We have but to ask. They are so there to help us if we take the time to ask. So angel therapy, we have Raphael, give your cares and worries to us angels and allow us to take your burdens. Oh, yes, please. You're welcome to do that. Staying in that place of gratitude, connecting with the angels keeps us in that place of love and abundance, that place of gratitude, and having that. But remember, we're in alignment. We're in alignment, which means the card is upside down because we're not in alignment. So when the cards are right, we're okay. So this is great. But when they're upside down, this says, hey, you're out of alignment. We're trying to get you back into alignment. So they're in the position of alignment, trying to realign you. Okay, so you're not connecting with the angels enough, and they are so ready and willing to help us, but they can't intervene if we don't ask. So it's really important that we are asking. And I said, I need to pick one more card. I feel like there's something missing. I need to grab one more card. And so, of course, I was laughing because right side up came healthy lifestyle. And so this is just a reminder for us to take good care of our physical bodies, to take care of our vessel, so that we are more able to tune in with what's going on, especially when the energies are a little more chaotic and the energies are high around us. It becomes more important for us to eat healthy food so that we can really take good care of our bodies, so that we are more strong inside and out. Our energy comes from we need our physical body to be well cared for and to feed it with good food, organic, healthy vegetables and proteins, so that we're taking good care of our physical body so that we're more able to be tuning into the energies that we need to. So Raphael again, who is, all about health, and Raphael's like the doctor of the archangels, for health, eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for spiritual health. Okay, so we have patience, because there's a lot going on. Remember to have compassion for yourself and others. This is a reminder that we may not be doing enough of that. We're definitely not asking our friends, the angels, archangels, guardian angels, guiding our angels, our loved ones, ascended masters, our guides. All of them are there to help us. We have to ask them. We have to ask. They don't intervene if we are not asking them. And it is, for me, it's about starting from gratitude. Thank you so much for watching over my life. Thank you so much for being part of my life. Thank you so much for carrying me. Here I am in this situation. Can you please make it? I always ask them to just make it better. I ask them to make it better because you know what? They know so much more than I do. And so I don't ask them for specifics. I've learned not to ask them for specifics because sometimes, be careful what you wish for. So I have learned to ask them to make it better. Whatever the situation is, can you please make it better? Thank you for making it better. Thank you for making it better. Because you know what? Whatever it is, they make it better than I would have thought that they would make it better. Seriously, because, okay, so it's raining. I don't like driving in the rain. I don't like flying in the rain. I don't like, I love being inside listening to the rain. And so we land in St. Louis. We get in the rental car. We're driving to the hotel. I'm calling my son where we're going to meet for dinner. I'm so excited to see him. I passed this billboard for Dear Evan Hansen. I've wanted to see this musical for so long. When it was here in Orlando, the tickets were sold out. I could get one in the fourth balcony over here. My husband could get one in the fourth balcony over there. And it was going to cost like $150 per ticket to sit in the nosebleed section. I was like, and then we wouldn't even be together. So I never bought the tickets. So sad to miss the show. Here it is. It's playing at this amazing historical, beautiful, the fabulous Fox Theater in St. Louis, absolutely incredible. I see one billboard that I happened to see as we're driving from the airport into the town, and I had said, because it was raining and I was in the house, like, just make it better, just keep me calm, just make it better. There's one billboard, and it said that it is playing in the town right now while we're there. It's playing, and I look at it and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I look at I pull it up on my phone and I'm looking at ticket prices. It's a third of what it would have cost me to see the show in Orlando. I bought the tickets right away, and we had dinner with our son. We had a great time. He ended up doing something fun with his friends that night. It was such a great thing, and it was such a blessing. And all I could say was, thank you for making it better, because I literally had asked them, please make it better. And that's really, they made it so much better that I just wanted it to stop raining. And they made it so much better, because so when you trust them and don't come to them with specific asks and just say, thank you for making it better. And it was the most amazing, we had the best time. It was so wonderful. And then just reminding you to take good care of your body. We take care of your vessel. You're much more able to connect with what's going on up there. I am so grateful for all the love and support for last week. I'm so grateful, even more so, to be back in good health, mental health this week. Let me quickly read our postcard. It says, Dear you, what is true for you? Can you be impeccable with your word? Sure you can. As long as it's not used to manipulate others, the truth can set everyone free. Let go of the results, let go of your fears, and allow the truth to empower you and others. This will set into motion a kind of a change that will be supportive of you and loving and all kinds of generous. This is not a time to be compromise and hide your truth from others. Whatever it is that you want to go for it, and be clear in your motives, especially with yourself. You will be happy that you did. This is a time where you will tap into the power to co-create and manifest your best life. Doesn't that feel amazing? And the results miraculous. When you tell the truth and ask the same of others, you can learn a lot and from life's beautiful lessons and achieve more of your dreams. Love you always, the universe. And I just thought, you know, and I pull these and I read them, and I never read them before I get here, and I look at them, and I constantly am amazed that the information is always just so incredibly spot on. The new moon is in Scorpio. It is all about opening doors and speaking your truth and going for those opportunities, going for your dreams. This is the time to chase your dreams right now. The doors are opening. This is the time. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. I look forward to talking with you again on Monday. If you like this video, please share with your friends. I'll post it up on my YouTube channel, so you can subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. If you want to see some pictures from the fabulous Fox Theater, please feel free to go to my regular personal Facebook page. But if you like this video, share it with your friends. Thank you so much for supporting and being part of our community of light. Have a great week.